Over the past couple of weeks, the Irish elite have begun to intensify their efforts in ridiculing and indeed dehumanising those who have not chosen to take the treatment. Resentful radio broadcasters like Pat Kenny, hypocritical journalists like Sinead Ryan, even actors like Liam Cunningham, famous for playing the role of nagging slave pirate in Game of Thrones and now playing the role of nagging slave of the government, all promoting a message of discrimination and hatred. And in the case of Kenny, he has appealed to his political masters face to face to exact punitive measures on those who have not yet conformed to the will of the government. In this video, I wish to make one thing absolutely clear. I will not be forced into taking any medical treatment unless I decide it's right for me. Now, as I understand it, the virus is most deadly to those who are either old or vulnerable, and the overwhelming majority of people who fit into such categories have decided that the treatment is worth undertaking and have freely decided to participate. I do not have a compromised immune system, hence I will not take it for such reasons. However, for the authoritarian control freaks of society, of which there are many, not taking the needle because you are a healthy person appears not to be a good enough reason to decline the treatment. Let's look at the situation. Either the treatment serves to protect the subject, or it doesn't. If it works, then there is no reason for me to take it in order to keep someone else safe. And if it doesn't work, there is no need for me to take it at all. In fact, there is no need for any of us to take it. But let us suppose the treatment only partially works, and its effectiveness is increased with every member of the population jabbed. Let us also assume that the treatment comes with it a risk to the health of the individual who takes it. Should the decision to take the needle rest with the individual who will ultimately assume the risk, or should it rest with a coercive society, or indeed a tyrannical government? I will reframe the question but maintain the principle by way of analogy. You find yourself walking along a beach when suddenly, coming from the water, you hear cries of help. You see a man drowning some 50 feet away in the waves. In such a scenario, does society have the right to impose upon you the duty to jump into the sea and rescue the person drowning? Does the government have the right to impose that duty on you? If you believe the decision to rescue the drowning swimmer should rest with the individual assuming the risk, you are a believer in freedom. However, if you believe that such a duty should be imposed on someone by force, you are not a believer in freedom. And to be honest, it is quite possible that you are indeed a psychopath. And if I have learned anything over the last 2 years, is that I share this country with quite a number of immoral and irrational people who seem to fit such a profile. But I have declined to take the needle, and not for medical or scientific reasons, which I do not possess the competence to discuss, but for moral reasons. I have declined because I don't think society or government should dictate what medical procedures I should undertake, especially when I am the one assuming the risk associated with that procedure. Much like the drowning swimmer, I should not be forced to jump in to save him. That should be my choice alone. And those of you who believe society or government should have a say in what medical treatment an individual should undergo, you have no idea how stupid or indeed suicidal such an idea has the potential to be. Today you relinquish your freedom for a medical procedure which you happen to support. However, there may come a time when society and government are faced with a different set of circumstances, and maybe the cure being forced into your body would be the cure that poses a much higher risk to your health, or even the cure that kills you. And you know something? You may very well deserve it for relinquishing your freedom to decline. In closing, I wish to express the following views in relation to the conformists who say the unvaccinated are holding hostage their freedom. While stupid and immoral people like you stayed home, those who valued individual liberty, many if not most unvaccinated, have been marching for the very freedom you seem to care about. We have been sending countless emails, letters and lobbying TDs to return what they have stolen. We have been relentless in our struggle to stick by our moral principles while being fined by Gardaí, thrown out of businesses, denied services, and harassed by absolute strangers to produce our papers. Many people have lost their ability to earn a living and their families are suffering. The very sanity we possess is under constant attack, and the willingness to remain peaceful fades by the day. But instead of directing your anger to those who are allies of freedom, those who will not submit to force, you should direct it towards those who actually stole from you the freedom you cry for. They are the ones who have stolen from you. They are the ones responsible for legalizing discrimination. They are the reason you bury your sons and daughters who have committed suicide. They are the reason you contemplate violence against your fellow countrymen, against those who fight for the freedom lost. I will end with this. There are well over 300,000 patriots in this country who will not submit no matter the cost. And I guarantee you, more than enough volunteers can be found to make a sacrifice that will shake the very foundations of this country.